Going on? What's up? What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Coach Joe, the health and wellness coach for women in ministry. Y'all, come on into the room. Let me know that you're here. Let me know that you're tuning in. Look, I'm super duper excited about today's live. I'm super excited about this entire series because, like I shared on yesterday, this is something super special for my pastor's wives, which hold a near and dear place in my heart. And so today's topic is going to be embracing self care, nurturing body, mind, and spirit. Okay, but first, before we dive in, for those of you who may not know who I am Coach Joe. I'm the health and wellness coach for women in ministry. I'm a health coach and a speaker. I provide health and wellness coaching for women pastors, wives, preachers, and church leaders. And my goal is to just help you learn how to balance all of this, help you learn how to prioritize your health and wellness as you are serving in ministry so that you don't burn out, but you can continue to serve at a level of excellence. And this week, like I said, I am focused on the first lady, the pastor's wife. What's up, Keisha? Y'all come on in the room. Come on in the room. Yeah, so this is day 2 of the series. I jumped off the series yesterday. And it was good, y'all. So first, the series is entitled Renewing Wellness, Empowering Pastors' Wives to Thrive. Okay. And so, yeah, today's topic, like I said, we're talking about self-care today. Yesterday, we covered, let me go back, see, make sure I get the topic right. Yesterday's topic was unveiling the burden. So we talked about what are some of those challenges that are unique to pastors' wives that they face? How are they impacting your health as a pastor's wife? And then I gave you several tips on how to combat that, okay? So that your health is not suffering as you're showing up, serving your husband and serving the people of God, right? So today we're going to ease on in. So I'm taking you on a journey, okay? Anytime you see Coach Joe doing a series, I'm going to take you on a journey. It's going to build. Each part is going to build upon the previous part. So we laid down the foundation yesterday. We talked about these challenges, these things that can serve as barriers between us and our ultimate goal of health and wellness. And then I gave you tips on how to get around those things, how to combat those things. So now today we're going to talk about self-care and putting that into place. Self-care is not just woosah, rest and relaxation, massages, and spa days. Self-care is incorporating holistic wellness. So we're talking about your physical health, your mental health, and your spiritual health, making sure that you are happy and whole in all of those areas. That is what self-care is about, okay? So we're going to dive into that. But before we dive in, I'm doing something special. Y'all know this month I celebrated 10 years of preaching, my preaching anniversary, 10 years this month. And so I'm still celebrating. And I wanted to do something special for my favorite woman in ministry, which is the pastor's wife, the first lady. And so I'm launching something called First Ladies of Fitness. Okay. It's starting off really small, really intimate, only 3 spots. First Ladies of Fitness. Who is this space for? This space is for pastors' wives only. Okay. Be clear on that. It's for pastors' wives who want to feel confident. You want to feel confident in your body. You want to feel confident in your marriage. You ready to get back into those pieces in your closet that you love, that you spent all that money on. You can't fit it no more. You've been holding on to it. It's time to get back into those pieces, sis. Okay? This is for the pastor's wife who wants to show up boldly as yourself. There's so much pressure and so many other people's opinions and expectations that are thrown at us, that are imposed on you. Okay. And you want to be able to walk in all that God has called you to be with a level of confidence and boldness. And you're ready for, if we're honest, you're ready for a jaw-dropping transformation. Okay. Physically, mentally, and spiritually. If that's you, it's going to be a 12-week situation, sis. 12 weeks of fitness, nutrition, mindset training, some time management stuff in there, a whole lot of self-care stuff in there to get you to where you need to be, okay? because we're going to level up in our health and level up in ministry at the same time. Okay. So, few things you can expect to get from the program, which I kind of touched on. You're going to embark on a fitness journey. Okay. And it's going to be a fitness journey that's doable. And that means it's physically doable. It's not anything that's extreme and just unrealistic. It's doable with your time, with your schedule. Okay. It's something that you can manage with the busy schedule that you live. Okay. So that you can transform your body with ease. I'm not interested in doing something that's just super difficult that I cannot maintain and manage myself. Okay. So I'm not going to give you anything like that. So you get ready for that, the fitness journey. You're going to learn how to fuel your body, how to give your body the nutrients and the energy that it needs through food without depriving yourself of the things that you love. Okay. So that you can lose the weight and keep it off. A lot of times we don't lose weight and keep it off because the way in which we lose the weight requires us to deprive ourselves of all the things that we love. And therefore, when you take that approach, it's only a matter of time before you go back and you binging on the things that you just quit cold turkey. So I teach you how to incorporate the foods that you love, right? They may not be fueling foods. They may not be fueling foods, but they're fun foods. And I teach you how to do that, how to find that balance so that you can continue to get progress and lose weight for the long haul. And then you're going to learn how to find the balance between self-care and ministry obligations so that you can live your best life as your best self. Okay. The time is over for you pouring, and everybody else allowing them to reach their highest potential. And you just draining yourself. All right. So you got to find that balance there. Like I said, only 3 spots, and I threw in some bonuses. Okay. I threw in some bonuses. So if you come into the program, you join the program, you'll get one of my actually wore it. Look at it. I didn't even do that intentionally. I am fit for the call t-shirts. Now, a bonus. If you come into the program and you bring a First Lady friend with you, then you both get a free shirt as well as my high protein recipe book, which I didn't even think to grab one and have it with me so I could show you. But I have a high protein recipe book that's going to help aid in the process of transforming your body. Some tasty recipes in there that are high protein. It's going to give you what you need as you embark on this health and wellness journey. All right. So if that's something that interests you, or you think your first lady may be interested, let her know. Drop the word JUMP in the comments on Instagram or Facebook, wherever you're watching me from. And I'll make sure that you get that link to book a discovery call. All right. Got all of the logistics and such out of the way. Now, let's get down to the nitty gritty. Before we dive into the first point, we're talking about self-care. We're going to start with the physical. We're going to talk about fueling our body first. If you're ready for that, say ready in the chat. Just drop the word ready in the chat, in the comments. Let me know. And we're going to get this thing started. Super excited. All right. Fueling your body. These are nutrition strategies for energy and wellness. Okay. Nutrition strategies for energy and wellness. So, what's the significance of nutrition for your physical health, your mental clarity, your emotional balance? Let's talk about that. Nutrition plays a vital role in supporting overall health and well-being. We already know this, right? This is common sense. Nutrition is the bulk of the whole transformation process. You can work out all day, but if you don't get on top of what you're eating, what you're putting in your body, your progress is going to be either very minuscule or non-existent at all. Okay. So nutrition, let's talk about the physical health. Balanced diet, just like I mentioned earlier. A balanced diet is going to give you the essential nutrients that support your bodily functions, your immune function, tissue repair, disease prevention. A lot of the things that we deal with, these ailments, is because of our diet. It's a result of what we've been putting in our bodies. Okay. So the nutrition piece, like, is huge for your physical well-being. But let's talk about the mental clarity, right? Let's talk about that part. Your nutrition is going to fuel the brain function, okay? It's fueling your brain function. It's enhancing your cognitive performance, right? That brain fog, and it supports your memory. I don't know about anybody else, but I need support in that department, okay? Hello, mommy brain does not go away once you pop that baby out, okay? At least for me, it didn't. So it's going to support memory, focus, concentration. These are all things that you need, okay? You don't just need to be physically healthy and be able to move around when you're talking about showing up, serving in ministry, supporting your husband as the first lady, but your mind. That mental piece, it's got to be there. It's got to be there because you're regularly engaging people, having conversations every time you turn your head, having to show up and provide various things for people. Like, you need to be that brain fog. You can't just be in that constant state of brain fog because you're not taking care of your body with what you're putting in your body, okay? So that mental clarity is needed and necessary for the role that you play. Let's talk about emotional balance and how does nutrition fit into that, okay? So nutrient-dense foods, okay? These are those fueling foods. When you hear me say fueling foods, I'm referring to foods that are nutrient-dense, okay? They have all the nutrients, all the good stuff that your body needs just for daily activity to function at optimum level, okay? Nutrient-dense foods are fueling foods. That's usually what you'll hear me refer to them as. They can influence neurotransmitter production, hormone regulation, which is impacting your mood stability, stress resilience, how you respond and how you react and how you handle stress, and your overall emotional well-being. Y'all, what we eat is, I'm a foodie, okay? Those who know me know Coach Joe is a foodie. Foodie, okay? I love food. I love trying new foods. I like to enjoy what I eat. I'm not into wasting calories on stuff that don't taste good. But at the same time, food cannot just be about enjoying what you eat. It has to be about giving your body what you need. It has to be. It has to be. We just learned it's not just impacting your physical, it's impacting your mental and your emotional. Your emotional? What? Yes. Yes, it's that deep. The things that we eat, all these sugars and all these things that they putting into the foods that we are supposed to be fueling foods, and they still tampering with them and doing all kinds of crazy stuff with them. Like, all that stuff impacts us, our health, in various ways. So getting to the table cannot just be about enjoying what you eat. There has to be a level of consciousness of, okay, how is this fueling or not fueling my body? That part has to be a piece of the puzzle. It just has to be. The puzzle is incomplete if you're not taking that into consideration. Okay. Now, let's talk about adopting a balanced and nourishing diet, because for some people, this is uncharted territory. Eating healthy, eating nutrient-dense foods, you didn't grow up that way. So you've carried those eating habits into your adulthood, and you still just eat the foods that taste good. They're not good for you. They're not, nourishing you in any way. So let's talk about adopting, okay, a balanced and a nourishing diet. And we're going to focus on incorporating a variety of nutrient-rich foods into your meals. Okay. So whole foods. Choose whole foods, minimally processed foods like fruit, vegetables, whole grains, beans, nuts, seeds, lean proteins. Those are whole foods, okay? Things that they didn't have to create in a factory, okay? Chips are not a whole food. That didn't come from the earth. It was created, okay? Oh, they use potatoes. Nice try, okay? Nice try. Just eat potatoes then, okay? Just eat potatoes. Whole foods. You want to incorporate these whole foods at every meal, okay? At every meal. Every meal. When it comes to your fruits and vegetables, try to include all the colors, okay? Get a whole rainbow going on your plate, all right? Rainbow coalition on your plate, all right? Get all the colors. The more colors you have on your plate, the better. Listen, if you sit down and eat, and most time you sit down and eat and everything is brown, that's problematic. Because usually when somebody got a plate full of brown or tan food, in that family, it's probably a whole bunch of fried entree with a side of fried whatever, okay? So you want to incorporate a variety of colors, fruits, and vegetables in your diet so you can get the vitamins, the minerals, antioxidants, fiber, all of that stuff. All that good stuff is in your fruits and in your veggies, okay? I make sure that my kids have, and yes, let's talk about kids, okay? Let's talk about kids. They taking their cues from you, sis. Okay? They are taking their cues from you. So if you want to lay a strong foundation for them now, so that when they are adults, they're not dealing with all this stuff that we say, oh, runs in my family, bad habits run in your family. Bad habits run in your family. Not high blood pressure. Bad habits. Not diabetes. Bad habits. So if you want to lay a strong foundation for your kids, so this don't become the generational curse that it has become, you're ready to break it, start now. The sooner the better. I make sure my kids have a fruit and or a veggie at every meal. Every meal. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Sometimes their snack is a fruit and or a veggie. Sometimes I'll give them like little crackers, maybe some little graham cracker cookies or something. But sometimes they gonna sit down for snack time to some apple slices and some cucumber. Legit. Third loves cherry tomatoes. Don't let me buy cherry tomatoes. That will be a snack for him. Incorporate these fruits and veggies. Get some color on your plate, okay? Get some color on your plate. Let's talk about lean protein, okay? You want to incorporate sources of lean protein into your diet. So stuff like fish. Some folks do tofu, okay? That tofu is not my ministry, but hey, some folks do tofu. They're vegetarians and they want to do the tofu life. Or they're vegan, they want to do tofu. Beans, lentils, Greek yogurt, okay? Greek yogurt is also a good source of lean protein. That's another snack that I like. It's something I incorporate into my smoothies. It's a snack that I like to give my boys. But these lean proteins, they're going to help support muscle prepare. What's wrong with my lips? They're going to help support muscle repair. Repair. And they're going to help you get full. They're going to help you get full. You eating all these extra calories because you eating a plate full of emptiness. Stuff that's not going to satiate. Okay? It's not going to satiate. So you need to get those lean proteins on your plate that are going to fill you up, that are going to help with muscle repair, that are going to help you transform your body. Okay? What about fats? Fats? We shouldn't be talking about fats. We talking about transforming our body. We talking about getting healthy. Yes, healthy fats. Healthy fats are a thing. You can't just have a diet with no fat. No fat at all? None? No. Healthy fats. Let's talk about healthy fats. You need to include sources of healthy fats. Avocado is my favorite. That's my favorite go-to healthy fat. Okay? That's my number one. Nuts, seeds, these things have healthy fat in them. Olive oil, Those oils that are good. Okay. Don't be getting no vegetable oil, no canola oil. Don't do that. Get your olive oil, get your avocado oil. Okay. And then of course fish. The fatty fish, that's good fat. It's just like, we take these omega-3 fish oil supplements and such. That's good fat. That's good fat for you. Okay? And these healthy fats, let's talk about the benefits of them. Let's talk about them. Heart health, brain function, hormonal balance. Heart health, brain function, hormonal balance. I think we probably need all of these. These are all things that we could benefit from, right? So make sure you're getting these things on your plate. Make sure your plates are looking fun and interesting, not dull and boring. Add some color in there, add some variety in there, switch it up, try some new foods, try a veggie that you've never tried, try a type of bean that you've never tried, okay? Try a fish that you've never tried. Get adventurous. This whole nutrition thing don't got to be boring. A lot of people don't like this topic because it's like, oh, trying to be healthy is boring. It tastes nasty. I have said it before and I will say it again. If your healthy food tastes nasty, just say you can't cook, sis. Okay. Stop blaming the fish. Stop blaming the broccoli. Stop blaming. Just say you can't cook or you don't know how to prepare veggies in a way that is appealing, and get a recipe book or get holler at your girl who be in the kitchen whipping it up all the time and get some ideas. Get on Pinterest, whatever you got to do. Okay. Or click the link in my bio and purchase my high protein recipe book so you can take the guesswork out of your health and wellness journey. Plug, shameless plug at that. All right. So we talked about nutrition, how it plays a vital role in supporting your overall health and well-being, adopting a balanced and nourishing diet, okay? Focusing on incorporating a variety of nutrient-dense foods. Now let's talk about some practical tips for meal planning. Why does this need to be discussed? Because I'm talking about pastors' wives. I'm talking about a woman who got a lot going on, got a lot on her plate. No pun intended. You got a lot on your plate. So planning ahead, when you're talking about a health and wellness journey, trying to transform your body, trying to get healthy, planning ahead is so key. It is so crucial. It's going to help you be able to stay consistent and stay on top of your game. Okay? So let's talk about it. Some practical tips for meal planning, mindful eating, and making healthier food choices. First, let's talk about meal planning. Plan your meals and your snacks ahead of time. Okay? Plan them ahead of time. Now, I see, and this is how I break it down to my clients. I see meal prepping and meal planning. Some people use that interchangeably. I see those as two different things. Meal prepping is I'm getting in the kitchen, I'm cooking all these foods, I'm getting my portions situated. I got my Tupperware and everything is going to be in the refrigerator ready for me when I'm ready to eat. That's meal prepping in my mind. Meal planning is literally having a plan for what you're going to eat that week, going to the store, getting those things, making sure they're in the house. You may live a lifestyle where you don't have time to cook for the whole week in one setting. I don't got time for that. Okay? Some people do. If you do, that is amazing. I would advise you to do it. Might as well knock it out so you can just go and grab what you need. Makes life easier. But if you don't have a day where you know you're going to have this big block of time to sit down and cook everything for the week and get it nicely organized in Tupperware, if you don't got time for that, that's fine. Focus on meal planning, okay? So ahead of time, know what you're going to eat for the week. What are your meals going to be? What are your snacks going to be? And go to the store and get what you need. Make sure you have the nutritious options available for yourself in the house. So you're not running out, at the last second grabbing some stuff that's really not going to do you any good on your health and wellness journey. Okay? Okay? So make sure what you have in the house is in the house. So if you are the type of person where some people don't like leftovers. Some people don't like to eat the same thing every day. So trying to meal prep for the whole week is counterproductive because you like after day one, maybe day two, you may be able to stretch to day two. You're bored and you're done. You don't want to eat it no more. So it don't make sense to cook food for the whole week for you. You can batch cook, okay? Batch cook. You can cook a little bit here on Sunday, cook a little bit more on Tuesday. Some people like to go and cook a little bit every day, just enough for you and your family to eat every day. That's fine too. When you cook it, don't matter. You just need to make sure you have it in the house to be cooked, okay? Whether it's in the freezer and you just throw it in the sink in the morning so it can thaw, or it's in the refrigerator, you just grab it and go and get to cooking. When you cook it, don't matter. We're not going to get all technical with that and say if you don't meal prep for the week, you setting yourself up for failure. That's not true. Different lifestyles, different strokes for different folks, okay? I'm not cooking for the whole week. I ain't got time to sit and cook for the whole week. That's just me. Got 2 crazy kids running around here and an assistant pastor for a husband. There's a lot going on, right? And I'm a ministry leader. It's a lot going on. I don't got a big old chunk of time to just cook for the whole week. So meal planning, making sure you got what you need, okay? Let's talk about mindful eating. Let's talk about mindful eating. Oh, wait, rewind. Back to the meal planning. It may look different from week to week. You may have a week that's slower than another, and you may prefer to meal prep for the week. You may have a week that's busier, and that's where you want to do that batch cooking that I talked about. Be flexible. Do what works for you, okay? Just make sure you get to the store and have the food in the house. Now, let's move on to mindful eating. I like this topic because, like I said, I'm a foodie. I'm a huge foodie. I love food, and I like to enjoy my food. So mindful eating, this is a big part of that, okay? Practicing mindful eating, you're paying attention, first of all, to your hunger cues, your fullness cues. It's a big part of mindful eating. You have to be present. You have to be present in the moment. It's just like you having a conversation with somebody and they like, yeah, you know they not paying attention. You're like, what did I just say? And they quote like the last like 3 words, but you can tell they not listening. They heard you. They heard you, but they're not actively listening. It's similar with mindful eating. Yeah, you eating. You putting the fork to your mouth, you putting the food in your mouth, you chewing, you swallowing, but are you present? Are you paying attention to your body, to how you feel as you're eating the food? Are you paying attention to what the taste is like, the flavors? Really taking that all in? Are you just inhaling the food so you can move on to the next thing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Mindful eating. Pay attention to your hunger cues. Pay attention to your fullness cues. Savor each bite, okay? And try to avoid distractions while you're eating. So like eating and I ain't got no phone because my phone is on here for Instagram. Distraction. Pay attention to what you're doing. You got too much going on. That's why you're overeating because you're not even paying attention to your body. Your stomach's like, hey, we good, sis. You can stop now, but you too busy looking over here doing this. Like, come on, y'all. Sit down. Pay attention to what you're doing. Mindful. Be present in the moment when you're eating. Okay. Mindful eating impacts you more than most of us realize. Okay. What's up, nephew? Hey, why are you not at school? Are you in school on Instagram? Don't let me whoop you. If you in school, get off. Get off of here. Anyways, listen. Mindful eating will help you. Some people, if they were just to engage mindful eating, they would start losing weight because they overeat so much because they're not taking their time. They inhaling their food and they're overeating. And by the time they realize they're full, they're stuffed because they just not paying attention to their body. We're on break. Okay, you better be. You better be. I wasn't going to tell on you. I wasn't going to snitch. I ain't no snitch, okay? I wasn't going to tell your mama. But you better be on break. Love you, nephew. Anyways, but yeah, mindful eating will change a lot for some people just because they're not present, they're not paying attention to their body. All right, next, let's talk about portion control. First, let me reset the room, okay? Let me reset the room because I got a lot of notes. Let me reset the room. There's some people who came in, were not in at the beginning. Again, my name is Coach Joe. I am the health and wellness coach for women in ministry. I'm a health and wellness coach and a speaker for women pastors, pastors' wives, ministry leaders, and ministers. Okay. And I'm doing a series this week. Today is part 2 of a series called Renewing Wellness. And this is specifically for pastors' wives, specifically for pastors' wives, empowering pastors' wives to thrive. Why am I targeting pastors' wives this week? Well, I celebrated my 10-year preaching anniversary, and I wanted to do something special for my favorite woman in ministry, which is the pastor's wife. So I'm doing a series this week specifically for pastors' wives, but there are a lot of good nuggets in here that can be incorporated to other people who may not be a pastor's wife. Maybe you just serve heavily in ministry. But I'm doing something specifically special for pastors' wives this week, launching First Ladies of Fitness. Okay, this is a health and wellness coaching, just like I do, but it's going to be a little subgroup specifically for pastors' wives, for the First Lady, for you to come in, commune with other women who are in this same role, walking this same life out that you're walking, because it is very different. It's very unique to any other ministry role that there is. Okay, let's get that clear. But I wanted to provide space and place for you to come in, have a safe space to commune with the other women while you're transforming your body, while you're building up your confidence, while you are walking more boldly and more confident in all who God has created you to be, not who people expect you to be. And so I want to provide that space. And so I'm doing that this week. I have 3 spots available. If you are interested, all you got to do is drop the word jump in the comments, or message me the word jump either on Instagram or on Facebook, and I'll make sure I get you that link so you can book your discovery call. Or during the discovery call, we're going to sit down, talk through your goals, talk about where you are right now, where you want to be. And when I talk about health and wellness, I'm talking about physical, mental, and spiritual, okay? Because they're all interconnected. They all build on off of one another. I don't know what's been going on with my talking today. I've just been stumbling all over my words, Lord Jesus. Anyways, so message me the word jump. If you have a church home, you got a first lady, you got a pastor's wife, make sure you share this series with her. Yesterday's topic, we talked about unveiling the burden, okay? Identified the unique challenges of pastors' wives, how some of those challenges are impacting your health negatively as a pastor's wife. And then I gave you tips on how to combat that, okay? And today we're talking about self-care. Body, mind, and spirit. And we started off with the body. We've been talking about nutrition. All right. So let's go on to this next one. I might have to skip some. I got so much information, y'all. I have so many notes for this. This live could end up being 2 hours. I may have to cut some of this out. Or I just got to move faster. I'm going to move faster because I don't want you to miss out on anything, okay? So we just talked about mindful eating. Portion control. Portion control. Be mindful of the portion sizes that you are eating, okay? To prevent overeating and to promote balanced meals. You got to know what your portion sizes are. This is something that I provide for my clients. They get a nutrition guide, right? And it's going to break down what they should have at each meal. Not what specific food, but what specific food group and what that portion size of each food group should look like, okay? So you should never sit down to a plate with a piece of chicken this big and a pile of mashed potatoes this big, okay? Just so we're clear, okay? Because we know protein is super important. We already talked about that, the importance of that and how it impacts your body positively. And so you want to make sure that you're not just like overriding your fueling foods. You went through the trouble to go to the store and make sure you got a variety of those nutrient dense foods that we talked about earlier. But then you're gonna overshadow that with a pile of mac and cheese. Sis, what are we doing? What are we doing? I'm not saying you can't have mac and cheese, but if it's a mountain of mac and cheese and a silver dollar worth of chicken, you're not you're not going to get the results you're looking for, okay? So portion control, make sure those portion sizes are appropriate, okay? Using some smaller plates and bowls, because sometimes our eyes are hungrier than our stomachs. We get the big eye, we see the food, it looks delicious, we pile it on. Pile it on. By the time you get done eating, you're miserable, okay? So use smaller plates, bowls, okay? Aim to fill half of your plate with veggies. I know y'all not gonna feel me on that. Not everybody's gonna feel me on that. But aim to fill half of your plate with veggies. Okay? Try that. I'll even say fruit and veggies. Okay? For those of us who struggle. No, I'm not gonna say those of us, because that ain't me. Those of you who may struggle with veggies. You just like, ew, they're so gross. Okay, fruits and veggies. Okay, mix it up, mix it up. All right. So that's portion control. Now, let's talk about hydration quickly. Stay hydrated, okay? By drinking water. Let's be clear. Stay hydrated by drinking water throughout the day. I always have. I usually have my big old gallon-sized bottle, but that thing just be heavy. Sometimes I don't feel like being bothered with it. So when I'm at home, I'll have this with me, and I'm just sipping all day. I've sipped quite a few times since I've been on this live. I'm sipping all day. And I've taught my kids to do the same. They do the same thing at school for my big boy who's in kinder now. They tell them to bring a water bottle. So he's already used to it because he was here with his water bottle before he went to school, sipping on water all day. Baby boy, Jackson, he always whoa. He wants water. Okay. You may try to give him, I try to give him one of them little Honest Kids apple juices from Chick-fil-A. We went to Chick-fil-A the other day. He was like, whoa. He did not want it. He's like, what is this watered down nonsense in this carton? Somebody give me some water. If it's going to be watered down, give me some water. So that's a good habit to develop, okay? A lot of people struggle with water, but trust me, I don't have time to go down the rabbit hole of all of the reasons why you should be staying hydrated. Just make sure you need to, okay? So stay hydrated during the day. Limit the sugary beverages, okay? And the excessive caffeine intake. Just limit it. Minimize it as much as possible, okay? Healthy snacks. Healthy snacks. Again, y'all, we're talking about practical tips for meal planning. We talk about meal planning, mindful eating, and making healthier food choices right now. So I'm going through the different things. Healthier snacks, healthier snacks, healthier snacks. Keep healthy snacks on hand. Fruit, nuts, yogurt, Greek yogurt. Okay. I say Greek yogurt specifically because it has more protein in it. Greek yogurt, vegetables. Yes, as snacks. What? Yeah, I will. Give me them little baby carrots and munch on them bad boys. Don't forget my ranch, okay? I ain't that healthy where I'm not dipping my baby carrots in ranch. I need my ranch. I need my ranch, okay? Or those little sweet peppers. Those are actually pretty good. Like no ranch, like they're peppers, but they got a hint of sweet. They pretty good, okay? Take some of that stuff with you. Ziploc bag it and get going with your day, okay? And this is going to help curb hunger between meals. So if you snack a little bit in between your meals, you won't come to the table like a grizzly bear and overeat, okay? Because you're snacking in between. And then also, that's giving you more eating points throughout the day, which is also going to help boost your metabolism, all right? Let's see. Okay, we're gonna skip a couple of these. Yeah, we're gonna skip a couple of these because time is of the essence, and I got a lot of notes. All right. Last thing I'll say in that section that I don't want to skip over is moderation. This is what I talked about earlier. Finding that balance to where you are enjoying the indulgent foods, the fun foods is what I call them. You're enjoying your fun foods occasionally, but your focus is on overall balance and variety in your diet. Okay. The fun foods should not be a majority thing. 80-20 is the balance you want to strike. 80% of the time, the food that you're eating is fueling food. 20% is the fun food. All right. Now let's move on. So we talked about the physical. We talked about your nutrition, how that's impacting you physically and mentally and emotionally. We talked about all that, right? So we talked about food. Now let's talk about sleep. Again, today's topic is embracing self-care, nurturing the body, the mind, and the spirit. Let's talk about sleep. Okay. You have to prioritize sleep hygiene. You got to prioritize sleep hygiene. Okay. It's very important for vitality and for restoration. Okay. Sleep plays a crucial role in the maintenance of your overall health and wellness. Okay, it's impacting your physical health, it's impacting your cognitive function, it's impacting your emotional stability. Sleep does that. This is another thing that people underestimate. People underestimate the power of water and staying hydrated. People, Instagram, I don't know why iPhone thought this was a good idea to put a bubble of a thumbs up anytime you do that. For what? I would rather have a great signal everywhere I go. I don't need no thumbs up bubble. But anyways, it impacts all of that. People sleep on sleep. Y'all be sleeping on this hydration and y'all be sleeping on sleep. Okay? I need you to stop sleeping on sleep and just sleep. Okay. Stop sleeping on sleep and sleep, sis. So let's talk about how does it impact your physical health. Okay. So getting enough sleep, which we know is in that like 6 to 8 window. That, it's different from person to person what you need. 6 to 8 hours of sleep is like the sweet spot there. It's going to help with your immune function. Y'all, you're getting sick all the time. You stay sick. Every time your kid bring a germ from the school, you under the bed. You doing worse than the kid because you ain't getting no sleep. Your immune system is weakened when you are not getting adequate sleep. Metabolism regulation. I can't lose weight no matter how hard I try. Are you sleeping? Are you going to bed? Are you going to bed? Or are you letting everybody and their worries and their things that they got going on keep you awake at night? Are you sleeping? Because your phone is on Do Not Disturb once you lay your head down? Or are you waking up because everybody is sending you their prayer requests at 2 in the morning? I'm just saying. In the words of Coach Rose Smith, I'm just saying what I'm saying. I'm just saying what I'm saying, baby. Okay? Hormone balance. These things are sounding familiar, right? Because we talked about them earlier. Your nutrition is impacting some of these same things. So if you're not eating right and you're not sleeping, that's double whammy. That's double whammy on your health. That's a double whammy. Get you some sleep. Cardiovascular health too. Sleep is essential for this stuff, man. It's essential. Okay, so that's your physical health. Let's talk about cognitive function again. Sleep is critical. It's critical. Memory, learning, problem solving, decision making, all these things are impacted. by your sleep or lack thereof, shall I say. Emotional well-being. Once again, emotional sleep and my emotions. Yes. Yes. And this is like quality sleep, okay? Quality sleep is linked to emotional regulation, mood stability, stress resilience, how you responded, how you reacted, how you handling stress, and mental health. Y'all, if you are not practicing self-care, because self-care is prioritizing your holistic self, all of your needs, physical, mental, spiritual, all of those things. They all fall under self-care. If you're not practicing self-care regularly and you're neglecting these various parts of yourself, it's no wonder why you're just walking around a big ball of hot mess. You seeing that all of these things are impacting your physical health, your mental health, your emotional stability in various ways. So if none of them are being prioritized, what do you expect the output is going to be from you? 1 + 1 = 2, y'all. Come on. You can't continue to treat yourself the way you're treating yourself, mishandle yourself the way you've been mishandling yourself, and expect a different outcome. I don't know why I'm so tired. I don't know why I can't lose no weight. I don't know why. You know why after today. Stop saying you don't know why, because I've given you the answer. And we ain't even done. I've given you the answer. You know why. You know why. 1 + 1 = 2. It's insanity to keep treating yourself this way, to keep mishandling yourself and expecting a different result, expecting to wake up with more energy, expecting to all of a sudden start dropping the pounds, expecting to all of a sudden come out of the brain fog, expecting for all of a sudden to no longer be fatigued, expecting for all of a sudden for the anxiety to go away. It's insanity to keep doing the same thing over and over. You're expecting a different result. So today, I'm going to need you to switch gears and do something different so you can get a different result. Okay? That's what I need. I need you to do something different with this information that you're getting so that you can get a different result. All right, I got to keep moving. All right. Woo, are we good? Ain't nobody mad at me, right? Nobody mad at me. I'm just, listen. I love y'all too much to not just give you the straight up and down truth of the matter, okay? Love you too much for that. All right. Let's go on to, so we just talked about sleep. Let's talk about some tips for improving. We're not just gonna talk about this is how you messing up. We're gonna give you some tips. How can you improve it? How can you change your situation? Practical tips for improving your sleep hygiene. To optimize sleep quality and duration, okay? So it's quality and quantity of sleep. I want you to consider implementing these following sleep hygiene practices, okay? First thing, you got to establish a consistent sleep schedule. Give your grown self a bedtime, okay? Give your grown self a bedtime. But I'm at my big age, yes, at your big age. Give your big aged self a big aged bedtime, okay? Get a bedtime and be consistent with it. Go to bed and wake up at the same time, okay? Every day. Now, the part that I'm still trying to conquer is doing this on the weekends. Sunday's not a problem because I got to be up Sunday for church. But Saturday, I'm still struggling. I'm still struggling. So there's one day a week where I'm not getting up at the same time. Now, going to bed Friday nights, I probably still go to bed around the same time. Nope, that ain't even true. I'm usually up a little bit later than normal. But you want to try to strive for every day, at least Monday through Friday, y'all. At least Monday through Friday. Go to bed and get up at the same time, okay? So you can regulate your body's internal clock. Regulate your body's internal clock. It's going to help you improve your sleep quality. Don't just be, I tell my husband all the time, you never go to bed. You never go to sleep. You just fall asleep. He don't go to sleep with intention ever. He don't try to aim for a certain time. He don't even always try to aim for the bed. He'll be on the couch, just basketball game watching him. Stop just falling asleep and go to sleep. Go to sleep. This has been a game changer for me because I used to be in the habit of falling asleep. I would get in the bed on time, but then I would just watch TV until my eyes was like, I put on the sleep timer so that TV wasn't on all night running up my electricity bill. And I would just fall asleep whenever I was ready to fall asleep. No, I am going to sleep now. I'm going to sleep. Most of the time, my husband falls asleep before me. He still needs the TV. So I would just wait till he falls asleep so I can turn it off. Then I go to my phone. On the iPhone, they have this new thing where it's like the background noise. And I like to listen to the rain. That rain, that's part of my nighttime routine now. I turn on the rain. I lay down and I be out of there. I get the best sleep now, y'all. With that, going to sleep without the TV and turning on that rain is the best sleep that I have ever gotten. You got to go to bed, okay? Go to bed. Then move on. Create a relaxing bedtime routine. If you've been rocking with me for a minute, you already know. You already know. You know what my routine is. Because I talk about it all the time. You know what my routine is. It's that bubble bath, baby. And even if I don't got time to do the bubble bath, when I shower, it's the same vibe. That's part of my nighttime routine. I'm turning off them big old lights in the bathroom. I'm lighting candles. And I got some music on. Whether that's in my bubble bath or in the shower. That's what I'm going to do. It's so relaxing and it helps my body and my brain to relax and slow down so I can more easily transition into going to sleep. See, a lot of y'all problem, you can't sleep because you going from here. You on 10, getting in the bed. Sis, what? What are we doing? What are we doing? Your body confused. Your body's still like, wait, we getting in the bed? What? Body and brain just thrown all the way off. What's happening here? You need a good nighttime routine, a good relaxing nighttime routine. Okay. Develop a calming pre-sleep routine to signal to your body and to your mind, okay, we wind it down. It's nighttime. We get ready to go to bed. Okay. For some people, it may be reading before you go to sleep. That's a way to help you relax. Taking a warm bath, like I said, or practicing some type of relaxation techniques, deep breathing, meditation, stuff like that to help you relax and calm down. The next tip, okay? The next tip, if you're just coming in, we're talking about optimizing your sleep quality and duration. I'm giving you some tips to help improve your sleep hygiene. The next tip, optimize your sleep environment. Optimize your sleep environment. Make your bedroom conducive to sleep. Okay? By keeping it dark, keeping it quiet, keeping it cool. Don't be trying to sleep in an old hot house. You waking up sweating. You think you're going through the change. Girl, turn the air on. Change the thermostat. Okay? That's the change that needs to be happening. That's the change you need to be going through. Change the thermostat. Okay? If you have a spouse that likes a different temperature, my mama liked it cooler. Okay? And especially once she got to the point where she was going through the change, my daddy kept the house pretty warm. So she had one of them little fans that would clip onto the headboard. It blew down on her while she slept. Get you a fan, sis. If that man like a hot house, get you a fan. Okay. But optimize your sleep environment. Make it conducive to sleeping. Okay. If you got an old busted mattress, sis, start putting back some money to get you a new mattress. Okay. You deserve a new mattress. Stop buying shoes and get you a mattress. Okay. Get you a mattress. And then minimize the electronic devices. You scrolling all the way up until you go to sleep, you're not setting yourself up for success. Okay. All right. Let me see. I'm gonna see if I can skip any of these so we can save some time. Limit stimulants. Okay, we already talked about electronics, but even foods. Avoid caffeine before you go to bed. Avoid heavy meals, stuff that's gonna get your stomach all upset while you're sleeping. Like, set yourself up for success. Okay. All right, let's move on from that. I have some strategies for overcoming common sleep obstacles. I think I'm going to skip that. If you need strategies for overcoming common sleep obstacles, message me. Send me a message and I will send you these notes. But for the sake of time, I'm going to keep it rolling because Jackson only naps for so long. Okay, I'm going to keep rolling. But if you struggle with sleep, and you need strategies for overcoming common sleep obstacles, send me a message and I will send this to you. This is not no like DM me the word and you'll get a link type of situation. Just let me know that you need these notes and I will send you the notes. Okay. Okay. All right, y'all. For those who maybe jumped in after the fact, quick recap. This is part 2 of a series called Renewing Wellness. Okay, Renewing Wellness, Empowering Pastors' Wives to Thrive. I am specifically speaking to pastors' wives this week because I love them. They're my absolute favorite. I got you. Send me a DM so I don't forget. Okay, send me a DM so that I don't forget, and I will send it to you. I'll send it to you for sure as soon as I get off. Let me. You know what? Here's what I'll do. I'm gonna screenshot this so that I don't forget your IG handle, and then I'll message it. I'll message it to you. I got you. Yeah, they're my favorite woman in ministry, and this is my way of celebrating my 10-year preaching anniversary this month. I wanted to do something special. I was like, okay, woman in ministry, I want to do something. So I pinpoint my favorite, which is the pastor's wife, the first lady, and I created this series for you specifically. And I'm also doing something special, launched something called First Ladies of Fitness. I'm so excited about this. Very intimate, very small, starting off with just three spots available where you're going to come in, you're going to get your health and wellness coaching, you're going to get your nutrition coaching, you're going to get your mindset training, but it's going to be tailored to the pastor's wife. We're going to have some conversations in these mindset trainings that are specific to the struggles that you all face as pastors' wives. Coach Joe, what are you talking about? How you gonna tell me about being pastor's wife? What made? 2 reasons. One, I'm married to the assistant pastor of one of the biggest Black churches in the city of Austin. Okay, this is my life. Number 2, I'm a PK. This was my mama's life. I grew up watching my mama navigate the trenches, we'll put it that way, of the life of a pastor's wife. And listen, real quick, shout out to my tea lady. Shout out to my mama, okay? Shout out to my mama. She is the strongest human being that I know. I think I'm strong. I ain't got nothing on my mama. She is the strongest human being that I know, okay? Physically, also. She's not as strong as she used to be, like, yeah, but like the things that she's gone through health-wise, and she's still kicking and still out here being stubborn and all that. My mom, being able to watch her navigate that space, and I was a lot younger at the time, so I didn't even see it all. And even if I did, I wasn't aware of everything that was going on, right? But watching her navigate that space and that life of a pastor's wife, man, kudos to you, Ma. Kudos to you for real. Because a lesser woman, hi, I am lesser woman. A lesser woman? I don't know. I don't know. Well, now me, the 2024 me, yeah, yeah. But the 2015 me would not have been able to handle it with such grace and poise. So yeah, I just had to give a shout out to my favorite pastor's wife, my mom. Yeah, you the goat, Ma. Anyways, I ain't gonna go all there and get all, in my feels, but we gonna keep it trucking. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing. First Ladies of Fitness. Got 3 spots. If you're interested, just drop the word jump in the comments, or you can message me the word jump. I'll make sure you get the link. You'll book a discovery call. We'll sit down. Well, we're not going to sit down. We will sit down in our various locations via Zoom and talk about the current state of your health and wellness. This is physical, mental, and spiritual health. How you feel, how you want to feel. Okay, how you feel physically, mentally, emotionally, and where you want to be. What are your goals for your health and wellness? What are your goals for what's your confidence looking like? What's your emotional well-being looking like? Not just the physical transformation of your body. I'm gonna get your body banging, sis. I'm just gonna put that out there. Okay, check my stats. Go on my social media page and look at before and after pictures. I'm gonna get you right. But aside from that, all of the other things that come along with not just being a woman and not just being a woman in ministry, but being a pastor's wife, like, how are you? In the words of Iyanla Vanzant, how's your heart? How is your heart? We're gonna get into all that so that you can live your best life as your best self. That's what I want for you. So you can build up that confidence in your body, in your marriage, in your calling, and walk that thing out as the person that God has created you to be. So yeah, drop the word jump or message me the word jump, and we'll get you hooked up with your discovery call. All right, let me get back to my notes. I got too many tabs open. Where my notes at? I can't find my notes, y'all. Oh, here it is. I'm crazy. I'm looking at them. My notes are already open. Okay. Next part. We're talking about today's topic is embracing self-care, nurturing body, mind, and spirit. So this is very layered conversation. Yesterday's live was layered. This one is even more layered. There's a lot. We're talking about body, mind, and spirit. And I'm trying to take you through all 3 of those in a very detailed way. So there's a lot of information today, okay? So the first thing we talked about was fueling your body. Okay, nutrition strategies for energy and wellness. We covered that already. Second thing we covered was prioritizing sleep hygiene for vitality and restoration. Okay, the third thing we're about to go into, and I'm gonna see how far I can get through this, because after the third one, y'all, I still got 2 more. It's 5 of them. We may have to break this into like a part 1, part 2. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to do that. So the third one is, so we've already talked about the more physical side of things. We touched on all of it, the mental and emotional as well. But with that nutrition and that sleep, now we're segueing into something a little different, okay? Cultivating resilience through self-compassion. Self-compassion is something that was mentioned in the live from yesterday. So let's do a little bit of a deeper dive into this, okay? Self-compassion. Now, listen, self-compassion, you talk about being a pastor's wife, like we touched on yesterday. It's something that's very necessary, because it's going to be a whole lot of people. There are a whole lot of people who are hard on you, whether they vocalize it or not. Some are bold enough to vocalize it. Some are not. But there's a lot of people who have these expectations, these unrealistic expectations that they have imposed on you. So self-compassion is very important for this journey, okay? It's very important. And self-compassion is crucial for building resilience and being able to cope with the stress of this role. Okay? Because it involves treating yourself with kindness, understanding, patience, acceptance, particularly during times of difficulty or failure. And I put failure in quotes 9 times out of 10 when I use this word. 99% of the time when I use this word, I'm going to put it in quotes. Because failure really is a matter of who is perceiving it as failure, right? In most situations, it's all about perception. But anyways, here's why this is important. Having this self-compassion so that you can build resilience, okay? If you're going to reduce the self-criticism, if you practice, you put your energy behind self-compassion, then the self-criticism will begin to dwindle, okay? Transparency moment. I struggle with self-criticism. And it stems from, and I discovered this last year in therapy where it comes from. I didn't even realize I was like being critical of myself all the time. I just thought I just had high standards for myself. But it was really just me criticizing myself all the time. Like, y'all, it's ridiculous. It's not as ridiculous as it used to be. Let me say that. Because now that I'm aware of it, I'm actively like looking for those moments. Critical Keisha is the voice. Okay. That's what me and my therapist named her. Critical Keisha. She be creeping out. And so I criticize myself. And for me, it stems from perfectionism, which I was like, okay, where do the perfectionism stem from? And I discovered that it comes, oh, my stomach growling. I should have brought a snack to the live. I discovered that it stems from my childhood. And the expectations were so high, especially for me. It was like once my mom saw my capability, it was like, oh, bitch. I'm expecting you to show up like this all the time. Get it together all the time. Which isn't a bad thing, right? To have those high expectations for your kid, especially when you know they can actually meet them and exceed them. That's not a bad thing. But for me, it was like I internalized it. And if I wasn't able to do it, there was something wrong with me. There's something wrong with me. And so that still shows up for me a lot. So this is something for me. I'm not just preaching, but I'm walking it right now. Trying to put more energy behind the self-compassion, behind being understanding, behind being more accepting, being kind to myself, being patient with myself. Because the more I do that, the more I put my energy behind the compassion, this criticism is going to slowly die down. It's going to slowly die down. So it's going to help you reduce self-criticism. Okay. Next thing is emotional regulation. Okay. By offering kindness and understanding to yourself, you can regulate your emotions more effectively. Okay. Because we can do like, all right, y'all. But when you start focusing on that compassion, do a better job of effectively regulating your emotions, which is essential when it comes to managing stress. You're going to be hearing, and you have heard through this live, managing stress management, stress a lot. Because this is a stressful position. This is a stressful role that you're in. This is a stressful hat that you wear. Okay? There's stress that comes with it, period. There's no way around it. Find me a pastor's wife that say she don't experience stress, and I will show you somebody who dibbles and dabbles in being dishonest. That's the nicest way I can put that. Okay. Find me a pastor's wife who says it's a stress-free journey, and I will find you somebody who dibbles and dabbles in being dishonest. All right. So this is going to help you. It's going to trickle down and it's going to affect your stress management. Okay. The next thing is, let me see how many I got here. If I can skip something that maybe I've touched on already. We'll go to this one. Improved problem solving, self-compassion. What? How? What? I'll tell you. Okay. So when you approach yourself with self-compassion, you're more likely to engage in constructive problem solving rather than being overwhelmed by the negative emotions. Like self-compassion is just extending grace to yourself. That's a term that is probably more used nowadays than self-compassion. Extend grace. You gotta give grace. You know them people. Some of them people you lead, them EGR people, extra grace required. You're one of them people. Okay? You always want to talk about people you lead who are EGR people. You are EGR, sis. You extra grace required for you too. From you to you. Okay? And when you move like that, when you show up like that, it's going to impact even something like your problem solving. Your problem solving. Because you're not coming into it with this more negative perception of you, because you've been practicing this self-compassion. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Again, we're talking about cultivating resilience through self-compassion. Cultivating resilience through self-compassion. Let's go to some strategies. Okay. I'm always going to give you some tools for your toolbox. I hope y'all writing notes because I got giving y'all a whole lot today. And Jackson is snapping extra long today. So Lord, thank you for that. He's trying to make sure I deliver this information to you. Okay. Practical strategies for practicing self-compassion in daily life. Daily, keyword, daily life. Okay. Ready? Mindfulness meditation. Mindfulness meditation is a practical strategy, very simple strategy, okay? Engaging in mindfulness practices is going to help you become more aware of your thoughts and your emotions, okay? Self-awareness is very important, period, just for any and everybody, okay? So when you engage in those mindfulness practices, it's going to help you become more aware of your thoughts and of your emotions without judgment. Critical Keisha is not invited to the party, okay? She's not invited to the party, okay? So this is going to help cultivate a compassionate attitude toward yourself, okay? Mindfulness meditation. If you're like, what in the world is mindfulness meditation? Just get on the internet, y'all. Get on the internet. Look it up. You'll find like actual mindfulness exercises that you can do. This ain't no weird voodoo spooky situation, okay? That's not what mindfulness is, okay? So if you come across something like that, that ain't what I'm talking about, okay? That is not what I'm talking about, okay? Get on the internet, look up some mindfulness techniques that you can incorporate into your daily life. You can make it part of your bedtime routine. You make it part of your bedtime routine like we talked about earlier, okay? All right, so let's talk about this. Self-compassion exercises. It's another strategy for practicing self-compassion in your daily life. Self-compassion exercises, such as writing yourself a letter. Write yourself a letter. Don't that just sound nice? Like to write yourself a letter? No? Is it just me? Am I lame? Write yourself a letter. A letter of support, a letter of encouragement, whatever it is, whatever that may be, whatever area you may need that in. Write yourself a letter. Or you can imagine yourself as like, you know, a friend in need. Like you're writing to yourself. You are a friend in need, and you're going to write a letter to yourself. Okay. Another strategy, self-care routines. This whole live is about self-care. Self-care routines. Create a routine. Okay. Self-care activities. Incorporate them into your daily life. Daily life, daily routine. What are some things that I can incorporate on a daily self-care, such as exercise, such as healthy eating? I clearly didn't practice self-care because my stomach is still over here growling. Exercise, healthy eating, adequate sleep, relaxation techniques, that bubble bath, that time on the back patio alone once the kids are down to just chill and take in the nice crisp air, clear your mind. Incorporate self-care on a daily basis. Positive self-talk. Positive self-talk. I want you to challenge negative self-talk. That's for me, that's critical, Keisha. I want you to challenge negative self-talk. How do I do that, Coach Joe? How do I challenge negative self-talk? By replacing those critical thoughts that be in your ear with compassionate and supportive statements. Listen, I haven't said this in a while. I talked about this a long time ago. You got to put your thoughts on trial. You got to put your thoughts on trial because a lot of times they're not even factual. The thoughts that you having about you are not even true. Transparency moment. I just did a deep sigh because I was convicted in that moment. When I said what I said, I was convicted in that moment. I'm like, you need to put your thoughts on trial. No, you need to put your thoughts on trial. That's what I felt the Holy Spirit say. You telling these people to do it, you need to do it. I do. Y'all, listen. The reason why I talk about this stuff is not because I went and I learned it in a book. Somebody gave me some award and a certificate and a degree. And I talk about this stuff because I have lived and or am living it. Experience is the best teacher. So it's not because I got it all together. It's not because I got it all together. You want you a coach that's real and that's been in the struggle and may be in the struggle still in some of the same areas as you. I'm your girl. I ain't never gonna lie and act like I got it all figured out. Because I don't. And I don't fake very well. You ask my friends. I don't have a good poker face. No, it doesn't work for me. Okay. So I'm gonna keep it real at all times. I literally felt convicted in that moment as I said the words. Because I need to do better. I need to do better in this area myself. I told y'all that voice, she done got slick. Here it is. Okay. This is how you know it's the devil. This is how you know it's the devil. Because it'll morph. You get better at calling it out in a moment. You get better at recognizing it when it comes up. When those thoughts come up, you get better. And then it morphs. It get, okay, I'm going to start doing it this way then. I'm be real slick so she won't catch it. That's how you know it's the devil. None but the devil, sis. Put your thoughts on trial. Challenge your negative self-talk by replacing it with thoughts that are compassionate, thoughts that are supportive of yourself, thoughts that are loving. Okay? All right? I need you to do that, and I'm going to do it too. Y'all hold me accountable. I'm going to do it too. We're going to do it together. Okay? And then lastly, in this section of practical strategies for practicing self-compassion in daily life, set realistic expectations. Okay? set realistic expectations. Sometimes you mad at yourself all the time because you set yourself up for failure from the beginning. The expectations you put on yourself weren't even realistic. Be realistic in your expectations of yourself. And acknowledge that everybody makes mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. You can expect bumps in the road. You can expect setbacks. All of that. It's part of life. It's part of the journey. So when it happens to you, it doesn't make sense for you to be super critical of yourself, for you to be hard on yourself, for you to beat yourself down, because it's part of the journey. You just doing what's normal. You're going through and experiencing what everybody else is. It's a normal part of the journey. Okay? So just be kind to yourself. So those were the practical strategies for practicing self-compassion in daily life. Okay. Now, this last section, we're in the part, it's a lot of information. So I'm trying to make sure we stay organized so nobody gets lost. We're in this piece about cultivating resilience through self-compassion. Okay. Cultivating resilience through self-compassion. There were 3 sections to this. Okay. We're talking about self-compassion, how it's critical for building resilience and coping with stress. And we talked about practical strategies for practicing self-compassion in daily life. And now we're going to talk about how self-compassion enhances mental and emotional well-being and supports self-care. Okay? Told y'all I had a lot for y'all because I want y'all to get it all. So how does self-compassion enhance your mental and emotional well-being and support self-care? I may be able to skip over some of this because it may be kind of like a little repetitive of some things that we talked about. So I'll be able to move through pretty fast. First thing, back to our friends, the double mint twins, stress and anxiety. Stress and anxiety, it reduces stress and anxiety. Okay? It reduces stress and anxiety. Let me tell you this. You know, I'm gonna come prepared with the facts and I'm gonna do my research. Self-compassion has been linked to lower levels of stress and anxiety. Oh yeah, I gotta remember to do that. My reminder just went off on my phone. Self-compassion has been linked to lower levels of stress and anxiety. Okay. So as you are more able to cope with difficult situations without being overwhelmed. That's going to happen. That's going to happen. You're going to be more able to cope with difficult situations without being overwhelmed as you are practicing self-compassion. Ain't that crazy? That's crazy. That's crazy to know if I am just more compassionate towards me, if I was as compassionate toward myself as I am to others, a lot of this other stuff that I'm dealing with on a daily basis would be rectified if I was just more compassionate toward myself, if I would just give myself what I extend to others on a regular basis. That is crazy, and it's very powerful. That's very powerful. Very powerful. So you can expect a reduction in stress and anxiety. What else can you expect? Improve self-esteem. Anybody need a self-esteem boost? Don't lie. We all do. Okay? Anybody need a self-esteem boost? When you get to treating yourself with kindness, with acceptance, kindness and acceptance, that self-compassion, it boosts your self-esteem, it boosts your self-worth, and leads to greater emotional well-being. Because your self-esteem is higher, your self-worth is higher. It all makes sense. It all makes sense. What about this one? Enhanced relationships as a result of you practicing self-compassion. When you are compassionate toward yourself, you're more likely to extend that compassion to other people. You're more likely to extend that compassion to other people. which is going to foster healthier, more fulfilling relationships. Everybody ain't going to feel like they got to show up a certain way and have all their ducks in a row and everything got to be right when they come to hang out with you. No, because you're practicing self-compassion. Therefore, making it easier and more natural. It's going to feel more natural for you to be more passionate toward others, right? Greater resilience. We talked about that. Building resilience through self-compassion is what this whole section is about, okay? So I don't got to go deep into that. We already talked about that part. And then your overall well-being, okay? Practicing self-compassion is going to contribute to a sense of overall well-being by promoting self-acceptance, emotional regulation, positive coping strategies, all of that. Like just your whole person, your whole person is positively impacted by you practicing self-compassion. Okay. Y'all, it's 12 o'clock. We've been on this for an hour and a half. I think I'm gonna have to end it, y'all. I think I'm gonna have to because what I don't want the replay to just be uber long, so that when people go to my page to watch it, they don't want to watch it. Because I still have 2 more points left. So here's what I'm gonna do. So we went through the first 3 here today. Let's do a quick recap. Today's topic: embracing self-care, nurturing body, mind, and spirit. Okay. And we're smack dab in the middle of a 3-part series, which is now going to be a 4-part series because I got to break this into 2. We're in a series called Renewing Wellness, Empowering Pastors' Wives to Thrive. Okay. And so we went through the first 3 points for today under embracing self-care, nurturing body, mind, and spirit. We talked about fueling your body, nutrition strategies for energy and wellness. Then we talked about prioritizing sleep hygiene for vitality and restoration. And then we talked about cultivating resilience through self-compassion. This is, y'all, if you cannot tell, trying to get you right in every aspect of yourself. Okay? Yes, I'm a health and wellness coach. This is why I said this yesterday. This is why I don't call myself a fitness coach. I don't call myself a fitness coach. Fitness is way too narrow for my mission and my calling. Way too narrow. So yeah, while I'm going to get you snatched, we're going to unbig your back. We're going to shrink that belly fat. We're going to tone your body. But we are also going to fine tune some other areas. Okay? We're going to talk about some heart stuff. We're going to talk about some heart stuff. We're going to talk about your mental. We're going to talk about your spiritual health. All of that. So this live and this whole series is about your overall well-being. You living your best life as your best self, inside and out. So I'm going to save the last 2 points, and I'm going to have to push the series out another day. So I'll do the last 2 points tomorrow, and then I'll have to do another live on Saturday. I wasn't planning on doing that, but I'm going to do it because I need y'all to get all this information, okay? We'll push it out. Tomorrow we'll finish these last 2. I'm going to let you know what we're going to be talking about tomorrow. So tomorrow is going to be exploring mind-body practices for stress management. Ooh, I love that. Excited. Exploring mind-body practices for stress management. And then the last one is going to be nourishing relationships for emotional wellness. Again, this live series has been created specifically for pastors' wives. So there's a lot of information. It's very layered because that is the life. That's the life. It's a lot. It's very layered. There's so many components that go into play that most people will never understand. So I got to cover a whole lot of stuff. Okay. Thank you so much for hopping in today. Again, please, 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 if you have a first lady, if you got a pastor that is married to a wife, send this to your first lady. Okay, send this to your first lady. Send this to your pastor's wife, and go back and get part 1 from yesterday too, because part 1 was the foundation. We laid the groundwork for the series yesterday, and we're building on that from day to day. So you don't want to skip any parts of this live series. Make sure you share this with your pastor's wife. Let her know, listen, there's a health and wellness coach who is out here trying to pour into pastors' wives this week and beyond. She's extremely passionate about you. She don't even got to know your name. She's extremely passionate about you. She's extremely passionate about women in ministry and helping them live their best life as their best self, inside and out, physically, mentally, and spiritually. Like I said, First Ladies of Fitness, we got 3 spots. Drop the word jump in the chat, or you can message me the word jump, and I'll make sure you get that link so you can book your discovery call. Listen, I love you more than you will ever know. And thank you for rocking with me for this past hour and a half. And I will check you on the flip side. Y'all have an amazing day. Be good.